Welcome joining in this session. So today we're on the last session for this week. So today we're going to talk about the best practices for collaboration from home. Please stay tuned next week. So there are more sessions coming along. We're going to start from next Tuesday. One thing I want to highlight, we just decided to add one more session to have a deep dive about iTwin design review. That will be the April 17th. So the same time, by clicking on the same link, you will be able to join in the iTwin design review. So our iTwin design review team they're going to host that session. So please stay tuned. And also, this is the new date target for Asia Pacific. Please feel free to share all these new dates with your colleagues in that region. As always, if you miss any sessions, you can always watch the recordings from YouTube and Facebook. Just follow ProjectWise on Facebook or click on this link. You will be able to view all the recordings. All right, so today's topic is really the challenges of collaboration from home. We're trying to anticipate what the challenges you might face under current situation. Everybody working from home. The first one I want to talk about is the CAD environment. A lot of organizations, the CAD environment resides on the network drive. So now with everybody working from home, obviously it's a challenge. Recently, one of our accounts approached us asking whether we have a way to distribute all the CAD environment from network drive to everybody's PC. Obviously, it's a daunting task to accomplish that. Not to mention, in the middle of the project, if you decide to change anything, you have to manage all these communications. So that would be the challenge number one, how to manage the CAD environment while everybody working from home. The second one is about the PDF rendition. Normally, people render PDF files by using their own computers. So it introduces two potential issues here. One is about computing power. Whenever you're working in the office, you might have a very powerful workstation, so it might not be a big deal when you render PDF files for a big drawing. The other one is more important, is inconsistent results. Because everybody render PDF files by using their local CAD environment. When I render PDF file, maybe I'm using a specific font on my machine, so it looks one way. Whenever another user render the same PDF file, render the same drawing for PDF file, it might look differently. So in that case, you always have this inconsistent results. A lot of our users looking for a way to standardize the PDF results. So that's another challenge. In terms of design review, firstly, you have to install specific application. So you might have to install the navigator on your machine. In that case, in the office, you might have very powerful workstation. The design review may go very smoothly on that workstation. It might not be the case if you are running the same, uh, you know, if you want to conduct design review by using a less powerful laptop, it might be it's not going smoothly. And the other part is we need a team collaboration environment where everybody working from the office. You guys can go to a conference room, so you can collaborate from there. So now with everybody working from home, you need another way to enable the team collaboration. So that would be the challenge for design review. And then lastly, if you're running Civil 3D, so no doubt everybody will be using Civil 3D data shortcut, right? So in that case, um, typically you will manage all the Civil 3D data shortcut project on the network drive. So now with everybody working from home, you need a way to eliminate the dependency on the network drive location. So that's the challenges we anticipate you might face under this current circumstance. So, so today's topic is really how to leverage various Bentley technologies to address those challenges. So let's have a quick look on the first one. What would be the best practice of CAD environment? Our solution is Managed Workspace. So by using Managed Workspace, you essentially all the CAD environment coming from ProjectWise. In a sense, you don't need any dependency on that network drive anymore. Imagining in the middle of the project, and you have to change the border um, per the client's request. In this case, you just update the border file inside the ProjectWise, and you don't have to let everybody know. They will pick it up right away. So here's some facts about the Managed Workspace. The first one, Managed Workspace is only available for MacStation and MacStation-based applications. So if you are running any AutoCAD or AutoCAD-based applications, you will not be able to use the Managed Workspace. And the second one, we already talked about it. By using the Managed Workspace, we eliminate the dependency on the network drives. And the third one is cascaded CAD environment. So I will just very quickly show you one example. So in this particular example, I'm using multiple levels of the Managed Workspace. So the commonly used standard would be the organization standard. So imagining I'm working for an engineering firm. So from all the projects within the whole organization, maybe I want to use a certain font and a certain seed files across the board. And then whenever we're working on project for a specific client, in that case, maybe I want to set up something called a workspace standard. So that's targeting for specific client. So in that case, if the clients also specify for any projects you are running, you have to use a certain font for this particular client. In that case, the client standard font will always take precedence over the organization standard. So in a sense, when you look down, when we're going down from organization standards to workspace standards, the lower you get, the higher precedence it has. So again, we go back to our example. Across the board, for all the projects within my organization, they will use a certain font. But for a particular client, they will use a specific font, and it will take a higher priority over my organization standard. And on top of that, you can also say for a particular project for that specific client, I want to use certain borders, certain cell libraries. In that case, that project or workset will have higher priority over the workspace. So this is what I mean by cascaded CAD environment. By using Managed Workspace, you can set up the multiple level CAD standards. And you can also say higher, you can have different levels, and the different level will override the previous levels. So in this case, you can set up a very complex CAD environment to suit your specific business requirement. So that's out of box, we support up to 9 levels. Obviously, it's not recommended to use all 9 levels. It's really up to you. As I said, from best practice perspective, a lot of organizations only setting up the organization standard and the workspace and the workset. In that case, by using those 3 levels, you can accomplish what I just described. So for any project, if they do not have any client-specific requirement or project-specific requirement, they will apply the organization standards by default. In that case, for a specific client, if they say, I want you to apply my specific standards for my project, in that case, you can apply this workspace standard. And lastly, for a specific project, if they want to override whatever workspace standards or organization standards, in that case, you can set up this workset standard. So it's quite flexible, quite dynamic. Um, so that's the third thing I want to highlight is really the cascaded CAD environment. And a lot of users asking the same question. Can I set up the dynamic work area configuration? Really what it means is I do not want to hard code any path for the CAD environment. So can I build it up dynamically? The answer is yes. By using those two variables within your manage workspace configurations, so by using this DMS project underscore DGN directory, essentially, so depending on which document, which files you're working on, it will find the parent project location, and from there, you can specify for that project, go to specific folder to grab the cell libraries, to find the seed file. So in this case, the DMS project is dynamic. It really location dependent on where you are. And not only that, to accomplish the workspace standards, we also provide another one called DMS parent project. So it basically say, whenever you are using this, it will find the parent project's parent. In that case, you can using this parent project to find the workspace standard, and by using the DMS project to find the workset standard. So in correspondence, if we go back to the original, in this case, by using the DMS project, you will be able to find the location for this workset standard. And by using the DMS parent project, you will be able to find the workspace standard. So this really can be very dynamic. So if you do not know where to start, you can click on this link. So it will take you to the Bentley documentation. Really, that would be the starting point if you want to know manage workspace a bit more. If I want to recap about all these managed workspace, the key takeaway I want to have is really by using managed workspace, the key point is managing managed workspace, you do not need any dependency on network drives. That's the key thing. So you manage everything inside of ProjectWise, and then that's everything you need. So the second key takeaway is support multiple levels. So you can build up very complex environment if you need to. So I would recommend you start from simple. Maybe you're just starting from, for your organization, you only need to run certain font using certain seed file, just starting from simple and build up gradually. Again, look at this documentation, that will be a starting point. My screen splashed a few times. I just want to make sure, can you still see my desktop? You can hear me all right? Okay, good, thanks. So the second part I want to talk about is the PDF rendition. Within ProjectWise, we provide something called an iModel composition server for PDF. So essentially, it's a server-based PDF rendition. By using this, you can overcome those two challenges right away. One would be the computing power. It doesn't rely upon any computing power from your local machine. It basically, You submit that PDF request to the server. So the server will take over. It will use the server computing power to render the PDF file. And the second one, the consistency, because it's using the server to render the PDF file. So we can standardize the PDF rendition results. So also by using this server-based PDF rendition, you can also accomplish it honors managed workspace. So essentially for any project, if you want to use any project-specific font, if you want to use any project-specific borders, in that case, you don't have to let the server know. It will pick it up right away. So that would be another benefit of using the managed workspace. In terms of PDF rendition, it can be very intelligent. And then lastly, if you are using many MacStation-based applications like OpenRows, OpenPlant PNID, in that case, the server will use the native application as the rendition engine to run the PDF files. A good example is OpenPlant PNID. By using the OpenPlant PNID, you're using specific line style to compose your PNIDs. And if you're using MacStation to render those PNID files, you're going to miss a lot of line styles. So in that case, as long as you assign the ProjectWise application to specific file properly, so the PDF rendition server will launch the native application to render the PDF file. In that case, it will hide fidelity within your PDF file. Again, if you don't know where to start, you can click on this link. So it will take you to the ICS for PDF. Again, if it's hosted by Bentley, that's easy. So Bentley is going to take care of all the server deployment. But for you, you still have to define the rendition settings and a lot of configurations inside, even you already have the server. Again, this would be a good starting point. So the key takeaway for the ICS for PDF is really those two things, the server-based PDF rendition and the standardized PDF rendition results. I think that should be a starting point. Again, you can start from simple. Start from, I just want to render PDF file properly, and then later on, you can add on more advanced stuffs. So for example, while you render the PDF files, you can even put into the digital signature fields. So later on, people know where to digitally sign those PDF files. So for those advanced features, you can build up gradually. So focus on the little things first, how to calculate the plot area properly, how to do the color mapping, the line stroke definition, starting from things like simple and build up gradually. So this is about the design review. As I said, there are two challenges in terms of design review. The first one is you need to install the desktop application, and the second one is about the team collaboration. I'm really glad to announce now the ad hoc iTwin design review now is part of the ProjectWise visa. So basically means as long as you have the ProjectWise visa, and then you will be able to consume this cloud service. And in terms of to use iTwin design review, it's quite straightforward. So as long as you can publish a package iModel file, so essentially the iModel file extension would be .i.dgn. As long as you can publish this iModel file, and then you will be able to upload this file. And then the last step, you can invite whoever will be conducting the design review. This could be internally or externally. You can invite users to the design review sessions. And then from here, you can take off. As I already mentioned, our iTwin design review team is going to have a deep dive at April 17th. Is going to talk about how you conduct design review from anywhere just with the web browser. So they're going to provide more information on exactly how to consume this cloud service. Stay tuned. The same link. So they're going to host this webinar on April 17th. All right, lastly, let's talk about the best practice about the Civil 3D. Um, for all the Civil 3D users, almost everyone, they will be using the Civil 3D data shortcut. So essentially using that to share design objects for things like, the surfaces, alignment, or, corridors. Um, So essentially, you can manage any Civil 3D data shortcut project inside of ProjectWise. In that case, you totally eliminate dependency on the network drives. So I just want, we don't, for this session, we do not have enough time to show you everything about the Civil 3D data shortcut. But one thing I do want to show you is, so within this environment, essentially, inside of ProjectWise, we can manage all this Civil 3D data shortcut objects. So from this is a consumer drawing. You can very easily identify if you go to dependency viewer, it is really obvious. This is a consumer drawing. This is the Civil 3D data shortcut project, and those two are the source drawings. So from the source drawings, we can manage the design objects we want to share. So this would be could be surface, could be alignment here. And also by installing ProjectWise data shortcut, by installing ProjectWise Explorer, it will coming along. There are some add-on modules. You can install the data shortcut project editor. In this case, by using this editor, it will help you to migrate the Civil 3D data shortcut project from outside of ProjectWise into ProjectWise. So you just click on import project, import project. So going through the wizard, you can import any data shortcut project from outside to inside of ProjectWise. Once you migrate them in, you're going to see something like this. You can manage all the consumer drawings and the source drawings accordingly. Everything will self-contained inside of ProjectWise. Again, if you don't know where to start, you can click on this link. You will be able to find the best practices of Civil 3D integration. There's a lot of useful information out there. All right, so before I open lines, so I just want to recap today what we've been talking about. So with the current situation, everybody working from home, you might have to face certain challenges of collaboration. So namely the CAD environment, PDF rendition, design review, and the Civil 3D. So inside of ProjectWise, you can set up, manage workspace. You can enable PDF rendition server. You can consume the iTwin design review service, and you can import Civil 3D data shortcut project. So in summary, you can overcome all these challenges by using different ProjectWise technologies. So in a sense, you can manage everything inside the ProjectWise environment. In that case, by using ProjectWise, you can truly accomplish the collaboration from anywhere. So given that, I'm going to open the line.